Do you miss DVD commentary tracks? Well, fear not, because I've on Try the Most Scorned Critic in all of YouTube. I'm here to give you commentary tracks for the movies we love and sometimes those we love to hate. Tonight, we got one that straddles that line. From 1992, it's Home Alone 2. But before we get started, I want to give a quick mention to my buddies over at calderalab.com, makers of the finest skincare for little boys lost in New York City. Use my promo code FRY15 to save 15% at checkout. All right, so we have our Himalayan salt in our air-popped popcorn, topped with the butter that used to have the Native Woman American on it, but it got canceled, and Reese's Pieces. I'm going to go ahead and open up an IBC root beer. All right, we just want to give this a nice little ASMR. Oh yeah, satisfying indeed. Twist off the rest of that top. And we are about to watch Home Alone 2, Lost in New York on Starz. If you'd like to watch along with me, queue up to 10 seconds in, 000010, to get past this is mild violence, you know, that placard from Starz. So hit play now. Dun, 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 dun. I tell you now, that is a calling card of quality right there. 20th Century Fox. It could be Star Wars. It could be Alien. It could be Die Hard. This is one of the best looking versions I've seen of that too. And it's for Home Alone 2. A John Hughes production. Chris Columbus is back. Of course, we got a lot of the gang back together. I think... darn close to everybody returned for this because the first one was such a huge hit. Now we have snow incorporated in our home. Our opening sort of animation. Home Alone 2 actually has a better poster than the original film. The original film's poster is pretty lame. But Home Alone 2, it definitely screams comedy. You even have like the Statue of Liberty on the newspaper, giving the Kevin scream with the hands on the side of the face. Now, this is a movie I haven't seen in a long while. Well over 20 years since I last watched this. However, I'm certain I used to see it quite a bit. And I think it's easy to conflate the goings-ons. What exactly happens to the bandits? The Wet Bandits, are they actually the sticky bandits here? Or was that a shortly tested phrase that Joe Pesci shot down? Back to that old house. Written and produced by John Hughes. Why does it need to say based on characters created by John Hughes? It's not like this was a comic book first, right? All right, guys, it's Christmas. We can't stay home. We have a giant home, and we can't stay in it for Christmas. This is the one where they go to Florida. What's a skag? All the kids look slightly older. Behind Ding Dong, some kind of game show I haven't heard of. They might have made it for this movie. Yeah, I haven't looked up much of this, but here's the talk boy. Was that necessary, Kevin? Hey, Kevin, are you packed? Says it into the recorder and then plays it back for her to... She's within earshot. She heard the first yes. He's kind of already annoying right out the gate. Like, first thing he does is annoy us. I don't think that the titles here are totally in alignment to what they said. There might have been a little bit of ad-libbing. I think she said fake silver one. Fake silver Christmas tree, that is. Huh, you get to go to New York as like a prize on this show, huh? Now, one of my loyal viewers, Daniel, pointed out in the novelization of the original Home Alone, it's revealed that like the dad, possibly a day trader with stocks, and there is a stock market in Chicago, and the mom's a fashion designer. As fashionable as Catherine O'Hara is in these movies, I kind of understand that. I believe John Hurt is no longer with us. Now, look, I didn't look up a good deal of stuff for this, so it's not going to be one of those commentaries filled with all the tidbits. All right, so this is, yeah, like a lot of the little gags, like his booby traps and stuff. You kind of like, wasn't that in the first one? So the I'm the king, the coolest cat, the singing in the shower voice, that is not from the first movie. But it's one that you may remember it being that way. Now, yeah, it's probably been closer to 30 years since I've seen this. There we go. Older Pete from Pete and Pete. And they're going to do a bit of a gag here on Kevin, like light his ears up. The choir. I would wager that this is not Macaulay Culkin's singing voice. No, I could be mistaken. I think the last big effort for a starring vehicle for him was the Nutcracker. Did he sing in that? I never saw it. And everyone's laughing at Kevin here. I wonder if this would be different nowadays. Wouldn't everybody be upset at Buzz for doing this? Oh no, we all collapsed. And we're going to blame Kevin. Okay, the prop, like, standee tree falling on the lady at the piano, that is actually, that would totally kill on TikTok. We've got to yell Kevin, don't we, Mom? Why are we gathered like a family for this big apology trial moment here? This is weird. This uncle guy is just the worst, too, man. Like, actively encouraging the bullying of Kevin for the hell of it. Lady, you named your son Buzz, and he has a flat top. Here I am dropping popcorn. Don't apologize, Kevin. You know he doesn't mean it. A trout sniffer. You know, we want that PG, don't we? Kevin should have way more clout in this household than he does. Hey, I single-handedly, well, okay, with the help of the old guy with the shovel, but only at the end, I fought off two guys that were ready to rob this house blind. And I'm the bad guy? Oh, Mr. Cheapskate. Shots fired. Is this his bedroom, or do we keep a room in the attic for the troublemaker? Like, is this the designated timeout room? And you can see that, like with each movie that little Macaulay Culkin's in, he looks a little bit older. There certainly is a thing about this where all the boys that were like, oh, hey, he's the cute young boy, or he's going to be a teen heartthrob, by the time they're adults, boy, it seldom works out. Though, at last we saw Macaulay Culkin, he looked like a regular human. Jonathan Taylor Thomas, man, do not Google that. You've been warned. I'm going to tell you guys off, and you're too stupid. Nah, nah, nah. Cheapskate, all this, yeah. They're getting what they deserve. Wet Bandits escape during prison riots. Super important that you caught that come up on the screen. No, we have not learned our lesson. We are still taking vans, still waking up late. We did it again. And they address the camera. Like Kevin does that. I made my family disappear, or yelling at the camera. They turned and just yelled at the camera for the hell of it. Avis. Avis still in business? All right, we did the head count thing. No, we didn't. But we are going to go in the shuttle. Oh. Plot twist. Kevin is actually going to the airport. He's got to get to New York somehow. Got to have batteries for my talk boy. It's the cool thing. I could be wrong, but I think this device might have been around for a little bit and not made in like sort of promotion with the movie. But boy, did I hear see the ad for it a lot. I think they might have mentioned Home Alone in one of the ads, but there was also one that ran later where it's showing off the Top Boy, and there'd be like an older sister. She's like going to make out with her boyfriend on the couch, and he would record things like, it's like you could slow down the voice. Hey kids, I'm home early. Hey kids, I'm home early. And then they like get startled. Yeah, okay, that'll totally work. But like I pointed out with the previous movie, the Talk Boy is the evolution of the gag where the angels with filthy souls keep the change, you filthy animal, shoots the place up. Pulling those sound gags on the bandits. Supposedly the first movie had a post-credit sequence that got cut where Harry and Marv going to be in jail watching Angels with Filthy Souls on TV. No worry, we'll make sure everybody gets on. Yeah, okay. That's got to be everybody. Turns out he's not following his dad. I'm sorry, I just threw my hands up and knocked all of these tickets out of your hands as I could have, I don't know, ran by just a foot to the side and. The American Airlines here incorporated into a major film, but trying to look responsible. Nicely well mannered. Oh, go find an empty seat. Man, we were making it way too easy to get on a plane. Yep, all that'll change in September 2001. Uh huh. Oh, where's the rest of my family? Oh, well, big plane. Not like I want to sit by him anyway, right? Speaking French in brackets. Well, let me look up the Talk Boy real quick. And I don't even think it's made by Sony. They like to put boy on stuff. Or no, they were about the man, sorry. Nintendo had a Game Boy, but there wasn't a company that stuck with boy through and through. It's weird that do I keep saying it's weird? A Walkman. It's like, what do you do? It helps a man walk. Like, did they have to explain that to people? Oh yeah, there was a talk boy girl or talk girl. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Maybe it was made. Tiger Electronics. Man, that might be the only good thing they ever made. Well, good relative, because they made a lot of terrible handheld versions of games that you could play if you couldn't even get a Game Boy. The brand began as a result of promotional tie-in with 1992 film Home Alone 2 Lost in New York. The most well-known product was the Deluxe Talkboy, a cassette recorder and player with a variable speed voice changer that caused toy crazes over several holiday shopping seasons beginning in 1993. So you could see it in the November release of Home Alone 2, but you couldn't get it till a year later. Or do they make it available shortly thereafter? Tiger added the feature to the deluxe model in Looks like they kind of used it as a prop in the movie a year in advance. Of course, it's probably even non-functional because it's so much easier to use in the movie than it would be finding a spot to replay this stuff instantly. You know, rewind 3 seconds to get that clip, whatever. No, Kevin. Oh, hilarious game of telephone. What? No, Kevin. And she falls down. We're trying way too hard here. Kevin, crash. Doesn't quite go like that in the original. It's and the original is a little more grounded in realism. I mean, because now we're asking for almost the same thing to happen. Yikes, I did it again. What is she supposed to think about this? All right, well, you got to go explore New York on your own, boy. We're doing the same thing. I made my family disappear. Smile at the camera. Now, my family's in Florida. I'm in New York, and we're trying too hard. It's not enough to smile. We have to gyrate the eyebrows. Winter in New York? No, thank you. I'd rather go to Florida. About 80 licensed products were tied into Home Alone 2 for cross promotional efforts. So they had no problem making money with this movie, even though at the box office it didn't do as good as the original. I mean, it's a hit, but far from the original. And to that extent, you end up with a long layover and retooling for Home Alone 3, which comes out in like 97, has no returning casts, as best I know. So there's an original Talk Boy, and the one hey kids, we're Homer. That must have been a Talk Boy Deluxe. It says here they did have the original, was released to market for the year's holiday shopping season to coincide with the theatrical release of Home Alone 2. Sales weren't very good because the product couldn't do everything it did in the film. Then the deluxe comes around next year and that's where it has the slow-mo voice changer. We're going to talk to the cops about locating Kevin. They're going to do a bad job. We've done this before. He could be completely anywhere. Well, he did defend the house from 2 robbers. Hilarious. We don't lose our luggage, knock on wood. Yeah, maybe he went back home. Sure. I mean, it's not even the situation that would be reported in any way by American Airlines. We need to make note that there was a child that got on board who I mean, okay, make sure he sees his parents before you leave him, right? So it wouldn't even come up. Oh, we're sure spending a lot of time looking at this fish truck. Harry and Marv have escaped prison and found clothes very similar to what they were in last time we saw them. Now we're 2 escaped convicts who have wandered onto New York. And we can smell the money. Yeah, it's so easy to make money there. we're starting this thing here where we've made Marv a complete idiot, whereas both of them were closer to being competent adults. Look, our new thing. I'll wrap my hand in tape and stick it in the charity jars or tip jars, wherever. We could be a sticky bandits. No, you're not going to get enough money to go anywhere. Ah, yes, we had a scary shovel man. Now we've got a scary pigeon lady. I kind of wonder if anybody was that scared of the bird lady, because we've seen this stunt before. But at least he had older brothers to convince him that the shovel guy, that there was a scary story associated with him. Actually filmed in New York. Now we have Avengers movie that's said to be filmed in New York or takes place in New York, filmed in Cleveland. Oh, you two look familiar. I'm like, no way that's the kid. Yeah, Marv is a totally different character now. The Plaza. Now, this is a Trump-owned property, and when they film a movie at a Trump property, Donald Trump insists on being in the movie. It's not an awful trade-off. And it's not like he's going to insist that you make the movie about him. Here we go. Where's the lobby? I'll ask this guy. Oh, well, he certainly knows where the lobby is. Now, if you want LeBron James to make a spot in a movie, it's going to have to be all about how amazing LeBron James is. They don't even mention Donald Trump in this movie. It's shit, or as best I can tell. But he just kind of comes in as a cameo. LeBron James, no, it has to be about me being the greatest of all time and the most awesome human who was ever birthed. Rob Schneider. And we saw Tim Curry there at the desk. I see a lot of little refrigerators in hotels, not requiring a key, really. Wow, I can see this totally not working out over the phone. Because recorded to cassette, played back on a tchotchke device into this mic on the phone. Goodness sake. We have a child loose in the lobby. Not super. Hester Stone, you are not particularly fond of the children. I don't think so. Did I miss the part where he swiped his dad's credit card? I know he's trying to catch up with them, but he was wanting that was about swapping the batteries in the Talk Boy. Oh, so he got his dad's wallet. Oh, he had the dad's bag. Okay, never mind. Ka-ching, he's used a credit card. I've never had my credit card swiped like that, with the carbon paper. In fact, by the time I got a credit card, I think they removed the raised lettering. And Rob Schneider, that haircut is not working for you. Rob had a nice little thing going with movies where he had small roles. But then come like a small role in Demolition Man, small role here. Next thing you know, he's got a full-on supporting role in Judge Dredd, and it just doesn't work out. And of course, the starring vehicles for him have really, really had problems. Here's that sweet your dad ordered on the Talk Boy. Somewhat tastefully decorated for Christmas too, with the red, white flowers. Let's see, I can look through this bag for money or drugs. What else does he could be looking for? He's 10 years old, man. We can't ride this gravy train for much longer. He'll be to an age where he's expected to be able to stay on his own. Oh, it looks like you need some gum. What was it? Fruit stripe, that gum with the zebra on it. That was all fruity. Going to the pool, but it's all old folks. No babes. Oh no, the swimming trunks, which are not my size, fell off. Angels with even filthier souls. Sort of feel like I'd rather watch that. Man, I really like this guy, the Angels with Filthy Souls guy, man. He's got a thing going. Can you order room service that makes the sundae in your bed? What does Johnny do? I guess he shoots her. Oh yeah, that get down your knees and tell me you love me. Yeah, we'll be hearing that. For Flushing carcass. Oh, he didn't let her go. He just straight shot this broad for smooching with my brother. And there's where you get a Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. Though I think people think he said that in the first Home Alone. They said, keep the change, you filthy animal, in the first Home Alone. I don't know why Tim Curry's suspicious or worried or concerned. I mean, what, do you think the kid was a terrorist? Like, give me a break. All right, so here's where we're gonna do the bit about the uncle in the shower singing. Oh yeah, okay, so he's not a kid who's all alone, I guess. Why am I here? This is weird. According to Chris Columbus, and I'm reading this on Wikipedia, but Donald Trump, the owner of the Plaza Hotel at the time, allowed the crew to shoot scenes in the hotel lobby and one of its suites in exchange for a cameo in the film, in addition to the standard fee for film productions. Not a real problem. That's totally, we can manage that. I suppose Kevin foresaw that this guy was going to be spying on him and didn't even leave him the breadcrumbs to come to get into room at this time in which he had the clown costume set up and everything ready to go. Miami Airport Express, Rainy, Florida. I have been to Florida. It seemed to rain twice a day. That was in March 2003. It would rain maybe 2 or 3 times a day for like pretty hard for like 3 minutes, and then it would all clear up. His dad has got to have some deep pockets. I mean, he's going to do just fine with the credit card here. I find it odd how the film introduces all these kids in the family. The majority of them don't have a personality or much in the way of unique lines. But on top of that, it's hard to tell which ones are Kevin's siblings or cousins. You never see them, oh, hey, you just came in, good to see you, and here's your cousin Rory, and like nothing like that'll happen, right? This feels unearned. It's been so long since I saw this movie, I just kind of thought that it was like in a way more of the same, but it feels like more but in a repeat, just a few changes here and there, you know, copy my homework and make a few changes so we don't get in trouble. It didn't seem like Kevin was missing his mom, but we needed to work in a scene in which he is. Pulls out a wad of 50s. Hey, that'll still work for a tip today, man. You know, over 30 years later. I could say that Tim Curry's underrated or underappreciated, but he's widely appreciated. Maybe from the standpoint of awards, he doesn't get that much, but he's pretty well liked for a wide variety of roles. I suppose not. Gotta explain to this guy that he's never gonna see my dad. He's lucky we didn't have his ass fired. I'm doing the 5-second rule. I drop the popcorn on the floor. I grab it quick enough. No harm, no foul. Cheese pizza. We have an authentic New York cheese pizza here. I can't think of any other intellectual property in which the character demands a cheese pizza specifically. Dare I say, the default pizza in the United States is pepperoni. FAO Schwartz, I think they've had an issue. Possibly, you know, one of those situations where you got the management company. Oh, I busted a kid now. It's a stolen credit card. Do we really want to list the credit card as stolen though? Hey, we'll ping him. You know, he can use the credit card and to get by, but he's going to need the credit card while you guys aren't with him, right? It wasn't a case where, am I wrong? I don't think Tim Curry over there as the concierge has the power to report the credit card as stolen, but maybe he can. some quality tape he's got on his hand there. It just sticking to all kinds of stuff for the movie. All right, so we're basically robbing FAO Schwartz. So they're calling it Duncan's. Duncan's toy chest. I'm not certain that kids have the same affection towards toys that I would have when in watching this movie, and just the wonderment. There's displays. Oh, there's tchotchkes all over the place. Taking it in. I think that toys might be too tame for today's kids. It has to be extreme, or it has to be a virtual product. Kids want, Fortnite V-Bucks, shark cards for Grand Theft Auto, stuff like that. Do you need to hide in the house display, guys? You used to be competent enough that you could drive a truck that said plumbing and HVAC. Made almost $360 million at the box office, guys. That right, whatever the heck he just got was 23 something. I don't know what it is, but he got a lot of groceries for about $20 in the first movie. Toy dealership. Of course, we have this treasure chest with a bunch of dollar bills in it. That's, Harry and Marv got to be checking that out. Now we have to question if we can believe Kevin here. He spent a lot of time lying to everybody in this movie and being an obnoxious jerk. Aside from that time he punched Buzz in the shoulder. Now he says that the $20 for shoveling snow. I gotta wonder if that's true. I mean, he had a wad of 50s that were his dad's, right? Here you can have an ornament from the tree for free. Yeah, sure. Well, you made a $20 donation, man. Who's going to be that very special person who gets the second turtle dove? I am inclined now to look up why they're called turtle doves. Did they think they had the head of a turtle? Maybe the guy who spotted it, maybe his last name was Turtle. Oh, hey, if you see that owner, Duncan, wish him a Merry Christmas. He just got like yoinked off screen. Just zoop, disappeared. Is that the guy? Don't know. Can't compare him to that picture I just saw, that portrait. Swiss Army knife with a tiny magnifying lens. Oh my god. Kevin McCallister. Oh my god, it's him. The devil. Yeah, he's got to be thinking of like Kevin McCallister, like the grunts think of Master Chief in Halo 2. The demon. Oh no, that voice. Maybe an understandable yell, honestly. Man, I miss the way taxi cabs used to look. And I'm not just saying the squared up ones, but just the long body, the big hood. John Williams working overtime here, just so much score going into this movie. Maybe not as strong as the originals, but you know, it's making a lot of this tolerable. I gotta drop these pearl bead tchotchkes here. You're calling real pearls. You probably just overspent on. This will give them the slip. Oh man, I'm thinking the stuntman really felt that. Turn around. Yes. Charming enough moment. Oh no, not the police. Of course, we have the trope of the slippery little kid who can't be caught, right? Like just the bumbling, everybody just becomes all left feet. They can't catch them, you know, all that. They can't reach them. Oh, everybody just ends up on their back. Little shit. I don't know. You're using your dad's credit card. Should he have? I don't think that they really reported it stolen. They just kind of wanted to ping the location where it was used. Really, you could pull that off now by going to your bank's website. Well, we can't be staying at the plaza for long. Jig is up. We're going to have to slum it. Oh, yeah. They can't tell that that's a TV making this sound. Well, yeah, that was me snooping around. Look at the gal's face. Huh, really? Mind you, this is not a short movie. Like, we're looking at 2 hours with the credits, but this is a fair bit longer than the original, which it was, what, an hour, 40 minutes? I'm looking at that with credits, but... All right, do all of us have to get on our knees or just this guy? Yeah, Kevin should be shocked that this is even working. Lying low down for flushing carcass out of my door. Okay. But if we look at Home Alone as what it spawned here, with the kid causing the mayhem in the adult world, this being in 92, we're really seeing the trend come into play with the sequel. Look at all the money they're making. Now we have to have a baby's day out. We have to have Dunstan checks in, because hey, Kevin McCallister went to a hotel. Let's have more kids at a hotel. Heck, well, let's bring back Flipper, because kids with animals, that'll be a thing also happening here, right? Still has the McCallister emblem from the doorknob on his hand there. Oof. Just like Tote from Raiders of the Lost Ark. Although, we really need to keep a keen eye out for that. Does he have it in every scene on his hand? I'm recording him spilling the beans about their intentions. Except, well, Joe Pesci doing a little bit of lampshade hanging here. Hey, why are you telling him everything? Put him on ice. Harry even talked about biting off his fingers. Like, they talk about doing a lot of bad stuff to Kevin. The Goonies had a similar thing going where it really seemed like they were about to kill some of the kids. I mean, they murdered other people. Is that the same lady that they ran into previously? But she doesn't talk because it's actually cheaper that way in films to... once you give them a line, then they become a featured extra. You got to pay SAG dues and whatever else. Even though with this being a big major movie, right? Still got to look at ways to cut corners. I think I'm going to look up blonde lady that punches Harry and Marv on the street. You know, it's got to be a role where she doesn't have a character name. Oh, he doesn't have a house full of dangerous goodies. Good luck, little fella in the park. Still snatching things with her sticky hands. Ah, he's watching It's a Wonderful Life. Was watching that the other day. Played on Christmas Eve. But they're watching this in Spanish, right? Weren't they? The family was watching something in the previous movie. It might have even been It's a Wonderful Life in French. Yeah. Not a troublemaker. The way this family presents things, he's always the one behind all the trouble. We're going to New York. Move it. But honestly, the family is happy to be out of Florida. They're renovating? Oh, so that's why it's a dump. I remember the place being a dump. Got this weird, like, garbage chute thing happening. Did they get ripped off by the, like, contractor? Because it kind of looks like this is an abandoned project. Then again, is it Christmas Eve right now in the movie? So they could be off for Christmas, Christmas Eve, Christmas. You know, maybe like a week or something. It could add up, I guess. We have women of the night smoking cigarettes over here. Incoherent muttering homeless woman? Well, that's totally in vogue now. I might be wrong, but what's his name? Mark Boone Jr. that just walked by the kid? Yeah, kid, ask for a bedtime story from her. Yeah, see how that goes. Let me guess, the taxi is scary as hell also. Yeah, the taxi looks almost undead. Oh no, right into the arms of the pigeon lady. But I think he might befriend her here and then have to give the turtle dove, something like that. It happens eventually. Is it a vacation or an adventure? Because adventures require a little bit more work. I wouldn't, look, they're called flying rats. You don't need to be feeding these pigeons. Okay, why is she coming into frame like that? Like she was down there kneeling and then trying to scare the boy. She's like, why is he yelling at me? And she's not talking. It's almost like she's like a weird giant. Like, hey, I'm actually a friendly giant. Sure, we don't speak the same language, but or I'll help you out. All right, is he done screaming? At first, it seems scary. You had the pigeons all over you, but maybe it's not so bad. Like the weird way to present this. Maybe she shouldn't be in the park at night. Oh, it's so magical. The pigeons have flocked to the feed that you just threw. Okay. Oh, yeah. Pigeon ladies love that hot chocolate. Nah, give me a whiskey. Now, are we aping the scene in which the scary shovel man goes to the arts, checks in on his granddaughter singing in the choir? Well, in the cast here, I was trying to look up the woman that delivers the mean right hook. Pigeon lady, it says Brenda Fricker, pigeon lady, but fashion model Lee Zimmerman. Does it make her a fashion model to punch Harry Marv? I don't know. Was there any other fashion model possibility here? It seems possibly illegal that she hangs out above and in a building that she's, I don't know, you got a homeless lady here bouncing around between art venues. Yeah, hey, I know what it's like being stuck in the attic. People would prefer you not to be part of their city. They'd prefer me not to be part of our household. I had a job, I had a family, I traded it all for these pigeons. And I'd do it again, damn it. With sequelitis, man, more of the same. Same but different. So much the same, you almost forget what happened in this movie that didn't happen in the first. They didn't forget about you, they forgot to remember you. I used to have this really nice pair of rollerblades. You don't hear that phrase a lot these days. Yeah, we gotta have Kevin give this worldly wisdom to adults. You gotta see the perspective of the child in order to understand how to correct your ways. The cynical adult world has made you into a pigeon lady. Lady, how I got here alone, that's a long story. Good deeds count for extra on Christmas Eve. All right. Let's see. Harry and Marv tried to kidnap me, possibly to take me to be executed. Spilled the beans on their intentions to rob this Dunkin' store. And somehow I haven't gone to the cops with this information yet. I won't forget to remember you, okay? Could just say I won't forget you. Now, the family, they know he's in New York City. They know he went to a hotel. They're probably being told, you know, hey, we stole the credit card, whatever, all this stuff, right? He's not here anymore, that's for sure. You let my kid out on the street? Well, maybe he went to his uncle's. Let's go down to the children's hospital. Why did the guy behind the desk have to refer to himself as Mr. Duncan in that way? Was it not to make it seem like he wants to take the credit to the boy? I mean, he could say all the money in the register, we're going to dump it out and take it down to the toy. Take it to the children's hospital, things like that. He could have said it like that. But would a toy store even be doing that? Because they could just simply say, we're going to donate these toys to the children's hospital. Like, they kind of have a built-in mode to do this. I have to question if Kevin McCallister could climb up that garbage chute with those gloves. What do you know? He has a plan. Again. Written in marker. Again. And only now is he going to set this all up. Monster soap something. That's what he got at the toy store. Did anything come up in which Harry and Marv are led to his house here? Like, is he gonna have them chase him to the house after foiling the plan at the toy store? Maybe that's what it is, but he has to set up the house first. And we're creating a lot of hazards. Because I remember a lot of mayhem happening at the house. I don't remember it so much happening at the toy store. Why are they getting a complimentary suite? Is this... Please don't sue us for kicking your kid out? Yeah, the three of us. The finest idiots in New York, huh? I think she said our child is lost in the biggest city in the world. And the subtitle said it's because of you, the child is lost in the big city. All right, one of the biggest cities. Maybe she said one of. Hundreds of parasites armed to the teeth in New York City. That is a good description. So a cop locks the door to the toy store. How our plan to hide in the houses worked. Almost surprising there wasn't a short shot of them trying to exit those toy houses in a comical fashion. Made opening that register look easy. Happy Hanukkah, Marv. I don't remember that coming up. But yeah, Daniel Stern is one of those people. Yeah, this is way better than robbing private homes. And nobody even knows about it, do they? He got a Polaroid of us stealing the place. Another Christmas in the trenches, huh? Break that glass and hope they have a security system. No, don't jump on that. Wow, that is entirely not what would have happened if somebody we've gone very cartoon with the gags here. Just absolutely launched Harry instead of breaking the board, breaking the can, whatever. Really, he's gonna smile for the picture. Like, Marv has just gotten really stupid. I guess that's to differentiate them. You know, you have like the brains of the operation and the almost the muscle. You know, for a twist, why not have the mom help Kevin fight off the thieves? So that'd be kind of cool. Instead, she's there when he's not, so she thinks maybe he didn't go to that house. Just missed mom, huh? I can totally see them shooting him climbing up the garbage chute horizontally. Little bundle of misery. Man, even talking about shooting a kid here, man. So it's all because we know he took pictures of us. That's why we're pursuing him. A brick from this height. We're looking at a fatal blow. Oh, that first one didn't kill him. The second one would do it. He's got a lot of bricks to throw. It's almost certainly made out of foam. You know, for the sake of the film. And bricks, you know, coarse, sharp edges. They don't bleed. They kind of make an impression on these guys. Maybe lucky you didn't get hit in the mouth with a brick, you know, break all your teeth. What are you doing pulling on a door like that anyway? Shouldn't you be turning the handle? Nail gun. Look, you guys know you're going to get roughed up going after this kid, so just let him have the Polaroids. No big deal. You're already on the run from the law anyways. What difference does it matter if they also know that you stole from the toy store? Those are tiny nails, right? And that didn't even look like that serious of a nail gun, to be honest with you. Almost more pins than nails. Slip, that green soapy stuff. Gel. Muttering. We want to curse, but we're not. Okay, so those, wait, it's a staple gun instead of nails? Yeah, you might want to look down, dude. And he's not even covering things up. Like, he could have put some kind of carpet out there for him to fall through. Like, even animals, you have to cover a trap with leaves, right? Vertebrae cracking. Now, I do wonder if a scene like including this house and all, maybe this is shot in Illinois instead of New York City. Might be a little more feasible that way. And, you know, John Hughes production, it's going to be filmed around Illinois whenever possible. Possibly fatal. Series of tools falling on you, falling on your head. It's pretty amazing that Marv here is still alive. and he's about to get shocked with electricity. They have actually changed the definition. People are acting like you can be electrocuted, but electrocution is supposed to be like a cause of death. Like, almost like being hanged. Drowned. You can almost drown, but if you actually drowned, you died. You get shocked by electricity. If it kills you, you were electrocuted. Decuted, like executed, electrocuted. People have changed that definition by just misusing it enough times. The definition changes with time. It's beautiful. Isn't that the way language should work? Blah, blah. Joe Pesci's almost amazed that light worked and wasn't a trap. I sort of wish Kevin stayed at the hotel because the abandoned house full of traps is so very similar to the first movie that filling the hotel with traps or some other way to go around that would have been maybe just different enough to help differentiate the film. And here we go with the shock. Let go of it, you dummy. I think we're going to see like a flash of skeleton here. He'll go skeleton. There's the hair. Skeleton. Yeah, this is a cartoon. And at some point there, Kevin's like, no, he's had enough. I don't want to quite kill him. I'll go ahead and turn off the welder generator thing here. Guys, you should have came with flashlights. You don't need to turn on every light you see. I believe Joe Pesci actually got burned on this, and the bad thing with this gag, we've already done his hair, catching his hat on fire like this. We've already done it, but we're gonna, wow, that is some move right there. Surely that was a stunt double doing the handstand on the toilet to go in. But we put kerosene in the toilet so that he can't snuff out the flame without an explosion. And of course, he poses for the camera right after too. And yeah, these guys are looking like Bugs Bunny has had his way with them, right? They've spent so much time being tortured in this house without seeing Kevin, who very well could have slipped out the back and he's at the police station by now with the recording, with the Polaroids. I don't think that's 100 pounds. 100 pounds of cement mix? I don't think so. Oh, you're gonna murder that kid, huh? You'll try. Well, you're the. Don't you know, a kid always wins against two idiots? That you're the kind of the reason why, Kevin. You know what? Come to think of it, Blank Check also sort of that. It's a Disney movie. It's sort of made as a Disney answer to Home Alone. It's in '94, but they're very similar things happening. I'm just kind of running through my head all these different Home Alone variations. You know, as the adults, they had action movies of Die Hard on a boat, Die Hard on a bus. Oh no, we learned our lesson. Let's act like he heard us. There we go. That's one. He's going to do it again. He's going to do it again. He did two last time. That's what he's going to do. That's okay. I'll get him. All right, we can get him now. You guys can duck. You don't have to go up the stairs standing upright. And they're in the basement. Gotta wonder how much time they've spent in this house. Like an hour plus. Now, Craftsman toolbox falling on you. That could be fatal as hell. You better say every prayer you've ever heard. Not a bad line. I think this thing would have fallen over. I don't think it's gonna go down the steps like while on all four wheels. Plus, it had all kinds of wrenches, sockets, things just falling out of it on the way down. Their nose are all bent cartoon. What happened to them in the first movie, I think, was more like, though not being fatal, but the things that would happen to their body was much more grounded in reality. Okay, so if you caught fire, you'd have some soot on you or whatever. The ironing, the iron on the face, things like this. Like, okay, it left an imprint. But it's not to the extent of, getting shocked by electricity turns you into a skeleton. Oh, I'd think you'd have several neck injuries. You don't just want to ditch that hat that has a giant hole in the top? All right, what would Kevin be doing just waiting down here for them? Oh, he's got some bad ideas for them. How fast can you guys climb? Oh, yeah, here comes a neck injury for sure. Very, very dead. Buckets of varnish. That's flammable stuff, right? It just got tossed in the air by this rope that's on fire. Oh, now I want to contact the police. Sure. Look for fireworks. Hurry, they got a gun. Hey, why not just add they kidnapped a little boy also? They'll get the cops' attention. Because in 2023, you tell them, hey, cops, here's the robbers. Blah, blah, blah. What, just robbers? We don't care about that. That did look like some slippery ice. Good. The plan was to go to the park. Though this looks like the sort of place where the Penguin was hanging out. Same year, 92, Batman Returns. Wow, for Polaroids, those really turned out pretty good. How'd you come across a gun, escape convict? Why would they be concerned about pigeons? I never made to 6th grade and neither will you, huh? Oh, they want to shoot her, but the gun is covered in slime. But, yeah, it did make for something sticky for all these seeds to adhere to. That's a lot of birds. That's a lot of real birds. But they're pigeons. It's harder to get actors to go along with a bunch of bats attacking you. So you'd more likely CGI the bats these days, of course. You could probably get a pigeon wrangler to secure you all the pigeons. The cop said there'd be fireworks. Well, I mean, he told the dispatcher. The good old days when the cops had those friendly sort of hats, which I don't think anyone wears anymore. Hey, it's the Wet Bandits. Bad guys saying they'll kill me. My God. That might be the funniest part of the whole movie, and I don't even think that was intended as a joke. Just like the way that's written out so blunt. Don't tell them we're escaped convicts. Come on. Yeah, it sounds like Harry doesn't want to go along with the Sticky Bandit name. There's a note on this brick. Highly doubt that Macaulay Culkin wrote this. Oh yeah, just everybody you run into on New York City. Ask them if you've seen your kid, yeah. Of course we filed a report. Oh, you'll handle it from sitting in the squad car? Do we need this scene in the movie? This is why it's 2 hours long. Well, this is also if I'd probably be lying dead in a gutter. Jesus, lady. Kevin's strong and brave, and what's he doing? Well, he's probably fighting off robbers right now. He's probably gone to a giant Christmas tree. He wanted to be where there was a real Christmas tree. Rockefeller Center. I think Hugh Jackman just got in trouble for standing too close to the Christmas tree there. I need to look this up, but is it about the same size each year? You won't see her tonight. You're going to see her in just a second. What? Just as I'm praying for something, it comes true? Everybody knows you're supposed to pray at the Christmas tree, right? Of course, it's you turn it around on the mom. Way to go, Kevin. Make her have to say she's sorry. The pull at the heartstrings moments in this one feel so forced compared to the original. Though, really nice bouquet. Well, the family did take that free room at the plaza, so it was offered to them. They still scolded the minions at the counter. I think that's Kieran Culkin right there, alone on the bed. Middle child of the Culkins, Kieran Culkin. They got a younger one, Rory, I believe. Or is Rory in the middle and Kieran is the, I don't remember. Though it's weird that we've got like Macaulay Culkin's actual brother is playing his cousin. Duncan's decided to reward me for saving the having the money returned. So did they get like a penthouse? Oh, this is a massive room. Did his whistle not work? Did he just do the fingers in the mouth whistle thing, but it didn't work? That's even better if it doesn't work as a gag. Is he actually being nice to Kevin? What? We're family. We got to come together somehow. Yay. May as well do it in an opportunity where I can get the affection from her family. Enough of this gooey show of emotion. There we go. Turtle doves on the tree. I need to sneak away. Ah, that tic-tac-toe game that you throw the beanbags. I forgot to give her a turtle dove. Better do that before the movie ends. I thought we had to talk about you wearing clothes that weren't covered in pigeon poop. I'm almost afraid to look up if she's died. Kevin, you got to make friends your own age. Come on. All right, he really wants to insist that he's not going to forget her. And now the pigeons have seemed to have left. Like, okay, she's back in the world of humans now. She's ready to return to her family and try to make a family, all this stuff. Here's some chewed gum. What? Oh, you're wanting To put my gum in the trash? Okay. We're looking at, I'm assuming, an immense room service bill. With the bedside Sunday. Oh, geez, almost 1,000. And thus concludes the saga of Kevin McCallister. Or, well, wasn't there Home Alone 4 that had a Kevin McCallister? But it was like he had a different house or something. And then we also had this whole situation where it was like 2 years ago, Home Sweet Home Alone. Wasn't that like a Disney Plus thing? I already forgot about it. Till next time, adios.